Hello. This is the third take for the introduction to this video. This is episode 4.3 of our podcast. But today we're going to be talking about industry trends, a long list of things that I honestly can't remember. So I'm not going to pretend I can. Faceless Voice is going to give us the topics.
I'm not the Faceless Voice one.
Faceless Voice is going to give us the topics, and we're going to go from there. The first two takes were a lot better. Faceless,
Very organised.
incredibly organised. Faceless, what have you got for us?
The rise of short form video.
Okay,
Right,
was hoping
there.
for more than that, but we'll riff on that.
Let's go for it.
The rise of short form video.
Has it risen?
It has risen.
It has risen.
It has risen.
Well, that's the end of that topic.
Okay, next question. No, I think the rise of short form video in the context of hotels important for so many reasons. One, I don't want to watch a long ass advert for a hotel room because the hotel, there's only so many things you can show in a hotel. Secondly, authenticity and accessibility. There we go. We can just call this podcast done.
Yeah, we've given the people what they want.
That's what they wanted.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You asked about short pop.
Video.
I don't even know what you asked about. Yeah, there we go.
So authenticity, because user generated content, that is the benefit, I think, of short form video. And
Is it not more about the consumption video, though? Like how people and user habits have changed now, and that people have got even less time when it comes
more attention.
Sorry, even less attention rather than actual time. That people are only interested when they're in that doom scrolling phase of consuming something that is of 20 seconds or less.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say something I always say at a podcast.
Oh, that's what the face is for.
Yes, I do. I also think it's equally. So you're approaching it from a consumption side. I'm approaching it from a production side.
Mm-hmm.
The rise of short form video, especially with brands starting to latch onto user generated content, it's almost the perfect. It's almost the perfect use of media for advertising, because you don't have to pay for it. Well, you don't have to pay for it to be recorded. You might have to pay licensing, so obviously check your contracts, kids. And it gives the people who are watching what they want to get from the hotel. So rather than seeing a really highly curated and polished, for example, a YouTube ad for a property, I can go onto a TikTok, search by tags for it, and get an actual insider's view of what the hotel's like, rather than what I know is going to happen is somebody showing me the best rooms at a property and pushing all the mess under the bed, and then
highly polished.
Yeah,
beautiful music.
exactly.
An empty lobby.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of nonsense was just one person swimming in a swimming pool,
Smiling.
yeah, or getting like a deep head massage, not like bustling their way through the breakfast bar to get food in the morning. So I think I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. As a consumer and married to a consumer of multiple short form video types, it also, I think, helps people make more informed decisions because of the authenticity of the content. So one of the things, again, you go back to the polished videos, what I really don't think, what I think should stop and it doesn't add a lot of value, when you're trying to look at a specific or particular type of stay, difficult to say. So for example, my wife and I, if we're going away without kids, I don't want kids clubs running around. I don't want.
Do you not like children?
No, I do love children, appropriately. But if I'm going there, well, you know yourself, it's very.
Don't bring me.
No,
This is
rare to get time
I
on holiday
kids, no problem.
with just your partner. So what I don't want is to be surrounded by whippersnappers running around. And I want authentic videos that are going to show what's really like at the property, not somebody. So if I'm in an audience if I'm in a retargeting audience or a prospecting audience for couples holidays, and I get shown a video specifically targeted to me who's looking for a couples holiday by a hotel or resort that doesn't want me to see the running around kids club, that's not authentic. If they're just hiding the parts that they don't think I'm going to want to see. What I'd love to see, I think, adds real value is a warts and all kind of approach where people will say, this is good, this is bad, here's how my experience was. That's where I think the benefit for it is.
Yeah, and I think With a lot of the short form video that's used, that's published, that's actually curated, and it's curated by the hotel or or on the hotel's behalf. For me, I think it works really well when it's got that almost user generated content feel. It's not over polished, it's not overhyped, it hasn't got background music, it hasn't got drone footage because I take my drone everywhere, don't I? When I'm going out with the kids to the shop. No, if it's something that's got a little bit more, as you said before, authenticity to it, it it can slide into people's short form video feed quite comfortably. And the ones for me that work really well, the ones where you're like, I'm actually looking at an advert here, or is this something that's generated? Because then, I mean, it's crossing the lines, but blurring the lines between it. Do you really want to be overt with your advertising? But then again, it's again getting that authenticity of it. If you put in like what's and all show of what your property is, and I get it, not every property wants to do that because there are many properties out there that we know that just there's certain things they do not want to show whatsoever because no one would ever end up staying there.
I tell you, outside of the hospitality industry, I tell you who does short form really well. There's a company in the UK called Currys. Other brands are available, but they've done short form video really, really well, and they've sort of blurred the lines between curated and non-curated content. What they have is a highly polished, probably, but user-generated looking series of ads where they'll hijack trends and they'll get the staff inside the stores to put them together to act them out. I think they're more curated than they are made to look like, but those kind of ads are really clever. Sort of hijacking the idea. So it's corporate generated, user generated content.
Exactly. I think I've seen the ones that you're talking about, and I think it's the same company. They actually passed it over the responsibility over to their stores because obviously the nationwide stores, they've passed the responsibility to their workers, to their employees, and say, hey, go out, have fun with this. And they're probably not going to use 99% of it, but there's the odd one that comes through is absolute genius. Again, where they're hijacking those trends and then putting their own spin on it, and turning it into an advert or whatever it would be. And the one thing that it has is it's humorous.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And you remember.
You remember it's poking fun a little bit of the trend that is out there, or even just tagging along with it.
Yeah.
But that's where it starts to work, and it's outside of Curry's store, people with Curry's uniform on. It works. It absolutely works.
So user generated content, good. Short form video, good. Faceless.
Let's talk about connected TV or CTV, streaming ads for travel inspiration.
Okay, that's a good one, and I think probably an area that's a little bit underserved for the hotel industry. I'd largely say budget related, but the costs of connected TV are really coming down now, and the impact and the adoption of connected TV has really increased. I'd love somebody to ask me about some stats around connected TV.
Chris, do you want me to start about connected TV?
Well, Ben, I'm glad you asked.
I thought you would be.
Absolutely. Conveniently placed here is a notepad.
I'd not noticed that.
Neither had I.
Not noticed that.
I can see it now. 86% of US households have access to a connected TV device.
Only 86.
Only 86. Yeah, it's terribly low.
It's
terribly low. By the year 2028, $90 billion will be put into TV advertising. $45 billion will be from connected TV. The other, obviously, from linear and traditional advertising.
Probably 30 billion of those will go through 3&six.
I was going to say I'd hate to see the accounting on that one.
I'd love to see the invoice.
Love to see.
What other stats have you got for us, Tris?
Well, Ben, not so glad you asked because they're the only two stats that I had. No, not so much stats, but platforms like Hulu, Roku, YouTube TV, the adoption and the uptake of them have been increasing considerably over the last few years. So for me, again, it kind of falls into the short form video mindset a little bit. The use of connected TV and the benefit that it actually has for any business, let alone the hotel industry, has to be considered in the advertising mix and what you're putting in there. Again, the impact on the hotel industry is, I mean, you can insert yourself in the dreaming phase, in the planning phase. That's where it's really going to work. You're going to get to those broad audiences. The granularity that you can actually get with connected TV and the audience selection that you can
He's
get.
creepy as hell.
Oh, yeah, creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. I think you've hit the nail on the head on that one. From a marketer's point of view, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we know who you are. That did sound creepy, doesn't it? But yeah, you can target so many different levels, so many different sectors and segments that if you have got a good understanding of who you want to come to your property, whether that's aspirational or actual people that are turning up, there is a segment or a group of segments that you would be able to use and can target those people. Again, a lot of it comes down to the cost, but the cost that we're seeing now with connected TV providers, they're putting some really competitive packages together because they know they're trying to take over the market.
So you're talking about all the top ads, OTT ads here.
Yeah,
So you don't have to go through traditional gatekeepers where you can go directly to these providers and service ads through those. I think you hit the nail on the head there a few times. The cost is coming down with them. Audience granularity and segmentation is fantastic. And it's a whole new arena and space to play in. And you've almost, I wouldn't say first movers advantage, but second or third movers advantage. If you're in there, if you're able to put something together that's not as costly as probably a lot of people would think,
Yeah.
and you can get it out first, you're not just limiting your message to, scroll time in your downtime. You're actually you're invading people in their TV watching time as well.
Yeah.
And as marketers, obviously, we love that.
Get them everywhere.
Get them absolutely. So the day we can beam ads into your brain.
Well, we've already put plans forward for that, I think.
Paying pending.
Yeah. What was that? You're sleeping?
Dream ads.
Dream ads, absolutely.
.com. Just go register. Faceless.
We're going to talk about live streaming on social media and how it's being used in real-time hotel tours, Q&As, and event coverage.
You see, for me, I don't know. I don't know if I would watch a live tour. I don't know if I'm getting a tour of a hotel, I don't want it to be, paradoxically almost, user generated. I want to see the very best of the hotel. Because if I'm at that stage, and I know I said when I talked about the videos, I'd like to see behind the scenes what the real experience is. But if I'm in that dreaming stage, I want to go and fly through a 3D version of the property, and I want to click and see the actual, 3D cameras showing me the rooms and the lobbies. I want to see the best of the best whilst I'm at that part in my buying journey. If I've boiled it down to 3 or 4 hotels, that's where I'd probably go for the user-generated stuff to see which one of them is trying to pull the wool over my eyes a little bit too much, and which one of them I think I'll take some noise-cancelling headphones and I want to hear the kids club.
Yeah, and I also think there's a wider opportunity here for hotels as well in that dreaming phase, because people don't always just go to the hotel and then stay in the hotel and then leave and then go back to their original destination. They're going there for a variety of other things. So there's an opportunity there with sort of like live video or virtual tours, probably more the virtual tour side of things, is to show what's in the surrounding area. Go out there, especially if it's a leisure destination, really show what the location is that you're going to. And I think that it's getting more and more popular. You can see the YouTube videos or walkthrough videos of people. There's countless ones in popular tourist destinations where they say, basically got a camera strapped to themselves and they're walking around and showing you what the sea, the beach, the prom, everything else is, what that looks like. I know this with great detail because last weekend I spent at least, I want to say, 17 to 18 minutes with my stepfather giving me a walkthrough of the area that he's going to be going on holiday in about 4 months' time.
I am sorry to hear that. No.
It was fascinating. He loved it because this is the area he's going to. I, on the other hand, will not be visiting that place. Didn't quite have the same appeal for me.
Well, you don't need to visit it.
Oh, I don't need
You've been there already, virtually.
It looked very lovely. Delightful beaches.
Save yourself some money and just don't go.
But like I was gonna say, and the age of my stepfather, obviously he's now looking at technology and looking at the way that things are working, and using that as an experience. He's already booked the place, but he's using it to see what he's going to do in there. I am, imagine using that as a tool in that consideration phase to get people to come to your property as well. It's a useful tool.
Okay. Real world.
Yep.
I am going to Iceland in 2 days. I've not been on a 3D tour. I've not clicked on anything at all. No tours, no virtual tours, don't care. The hotel's got a bed and a door. And hopefully a toilet.
Yeah, but the situation in your life is very different from my stepfather. My stepfather's got more free time on his hands.
Yep.
He's now retired. He's looking at what he's going to spend his time. This is something that he's really looking forward to. And he's going to spend a lot of money there. This is a long-term, it's a couple of weeks at least that he's going to be going away and he's going to be spending time. You're going for a short break. And I think for me, the type of video that should be targeting you would be very different. It should be more about the activities and the tours that you're going to do around the area and how comfy the beds are and silent the rooms.
Yep.
Because I know that's what you're interested in.
Yeah, we'll try and get them as a client and go. Well, thanks, Tris, for that.
Oh, you're very welcome, Ben, anytime.
Enlightened conversation, which seemed to be 4.5 minutes about your stepfather.
Well, Jack, yeah. You're famous. Yeah, you're famous now.
You're internet famous. No, I think we can agree connected TV and over-the-top ads are going to play a massive part. They already are playing a massive part.
Yeah,
and first movers, second and third movers advantage is a thing that we would encourage hotels and our clients to take advantage of.
Absolutely.